Good Monday evening, South Carolina weather watchers. We have made it through the first day of the week. I am your meteorologist, Jesse Peterson, and let's go on and talk about the weather for your Monday evening going into your future. We do have some stuff to talk about tonight. But first, before we get into that, make sure you go and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the share button as well. Share it with all the people that you know. We're at 460 subscribers. We are 40 away from our goal of 500. 40 away from our goal of 500. So let's go on and get started with this and talk with our recorded audience for the people who can unfortunately not make it tonight to this forecast. Good Monday evening, South Carolina weather watchers. Hopefully everyone has had a fantastic Monday. I am your meteorologist, Peterson, and let's go on and talk about the weather for your Monday evening going into your future. Looking at the radar right now, we do have some storms going on from Greenville all the way down to due west, South Carolina, McCormick, South Carolina as well. Greenwood about to get in on some action as well as Lawrence. And this will move east, as well as you can see down here in Georgia. This will all make it into the low country of South Carolina, and these storms as they move their way more east will cause some more gusty winds, frequent lightning, and the potential for maybe even some small hail. I mean, right here, these storms has shown signs of rotation, maybe capable of producing a tornado. We had a tornado warning earlier, right here inside of South Carolina. I believe it was it was a pretty rural area where the tornado warning was. It wasn't, a huge populated area. But there was a tornado warning inside of South Carolina. And I said yesterday, last night even, possibly even this morning, that do not be surprised if you received a tornado warning today. And there was one inside of South Carolina today. Going into the entire United States, seeing what's just going on, just radar-wise. We do have some rain going on in Ohio as well as West Virginia, North Carolina as well as Tennessee, as well as Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi, Arkansas, as well as Florida, Louisiana, as well as Montana, Oregon, Washington, as well as Idaho, and California as well. As we go on now to our cloud cover. Cloud cover right now is showing some cloud cover inside the upstate, as well as the Midlands of South Carolina. The PD also getting some cloud cover as well, and then the low country also getting some cloud cover as well. As we go into our cloud cover for the future, as you can see, we do have that cloud cover that's still going on, obviously, right now. But as we push this further into the future, this goes into tomorrow morning right here. Cloud cover is still strong over the entire state, pretty much. And as we get into tomorrow afternoon, as you can see, as the cloud cover moves to the east, even more, and the upstate starts to receive some more cloud cover. Well, southern Midlands, low country starts to see a bit of relief tomorrow afternoon in terms of the cloud cover. Going into our current temperature, 66 in Columbia, 66 in St. Matthews, as well as 68 in Orangeburg, 66 in Holly Hill, as well as 68 in Somerville, 68 in Moncks Corner, as well as 70 in Allendale. We also have 68 near Georgetown, 68 in Conway, as well as 70 inside of Myrtle Beach and North Myrtle Beach, 68 in Chapin, as well as 66 in Winsboro, 64 in Greenville and Spartanburg, as well as 62 inside of Pickens and Clemson. As we move on towards down here in the coastal regions, places like the low country coastal regions, like 71 in Charleston, 73 in Key Island, as well as 70 in Beaufort, 71 in Hilton Head Island as well. Going to our low temperatures for tonight, 62 in Greenville and Spartanburg, as well as Anderson, 62 in Lawrence, 64 in Aiken, as well as 64 in Barnwell, 65 in Walterboro, as well as 69 in Charleston, 66 inside of Moncks Corner, as well as 68 in Georgetown, 69 in Myrtle Beach, as well as 66 in Florence, and 65 over there near Camden as well. Going into your forecast precipitation for tonight into tomorrow night as well. 8 p.m. tonight to 8 p.m. tomorrow night. Good amount of rainfall is still possible. Tenth of an inch to a quarter of an inch for places like Greenwood, Lawrence, Newberry, as well as Barnwell. Quarter of an inch to half an inch for Orangeburg, Hilton Head Island, as well as Columbia, Rock Hill, Spartanburg, Greenville, as well as Anderson. Half an inch to an inch for Sumter, Aiken, as well as Camden. We also do have Sherrod, Dillon, even King Street and Moncks Corner and Charleston, all included inside the half an inch to an inch to a half an inch. Not really for too many people. Again, Girard probably one of the only regions north Myrtle Beach probably as well. An inch to an inch and a half. It's possible as we go through the next 24 hours. Now as we go on now to our SPC outlook tonight, marginal risk of severe weather is still in effect as we go into tonight. Has that been updated? Yes, but I mean it kind of is a little bit, I'd say like a bit refined more to where the place like Greenville, Spartanburg, not really inside that risk anymore. Here's the new updated one right here. You can see that places up there in Greenville, Spartanburg, no longer inside the marginal risk of severe weather. Kind of got more refined down to the south and east. But overall, a lot of regions still inside that marginal risk, which means that we still do have a chance for some isolated severe thunderstorms, some strong thunderstorms tonight. We are not done. We are not done. As we go into tomorrow, thunderstorms are also expected tomorrow, which I have heard that there might be a marginal risk that might be added tomorrow because there also is possibly another severe threat as we go into tomorrow as well, and Wednesday as well. Wednesday, haven't really heard too much on Wednesday, but Wednesday right now is still inside of the regular thunderstorm risk. Not really too much going on here. As we go on now into excessive rainfall, starting off tonight, obviously that slight risk of excessive rainfall is there for our state. As we go into now tomorrow, slight marginal risk is in effect for places like Greenville, Rock Hill, Myrtle Beach, as well as North Myrtle Beach. All these regions inside of the marginal risk, which means just some isolated flash flooding. And then we're not done there either. Wednesday, also another marginal risk for Conway, Myrtle Beach, Loris, all the way up there into Bennettsville and Dillon, South Carolina as well, where there is a marginal risk of excessive rainfall, 5% risk of seeing some flash flooding. And then past that, that's pretty much all. Nothing for Thursday and nothing for Friday for now. As we go on now, let's talk about our models. So here we go right here looking at the models now. Going to scroll up right here. Starting off at 9 o'clock p.m. I mean, kind of. Again, this was the last update around 3 p.m. This is kind of what's going on. Especially over there on the western side. The eastern side probably needs to be a little bit more isolated, but as we continue to push this forward, here's 12 o'clock in the morning, midnight. Showers, thunderstorms probably going on over there inside of the western low country of South Carolina. Maybe the PD still trying to get on some rain action as well. But as you go all the way to 2 to 3 a.m., all the way to 4 a.m., rain and some more thunderstorm activities continue as we go. It's pretty isolated, pretty scattered. Not really too much in terms of being widespread. And then we see a big relief tomorrow morning. This is tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. right here. Big time relief as we go into 7 a.m. all the way to 9 to 10 a.m. So you may actually have time to go outside and get a morning walk or a morning jog in as you go into tomorrow morning. But even into the afternoon hours as well, it's staying really dry. Really dry. It's not until we get to around the evening hours, going into the nighttime hours, to where we could potentially see some more heightened activity. But overall, it's not as widespread. I think tomorrow probably is going to be one of our last days that we really have to deal with this. And then this is Wednesday right here. Well, Wednesday probably is most likely one of the last days. And then Thursday comes in. I think it potentially could be another day. But Friday, for sure, definitely will be, I think, drier than this. But we're just going to have to see what happens. But, I mean, you can go here as well and see that it's, completely different. As we go into May the 15th, this is 2 a.m. right here on May the 15th. May the 14th, you can see, looks a lot less, has like a lot less moisture. So we're starting to get into the end point of all of the widespread precipitation. Going on now, let's talk about our next area, which is our long-term future. So like the next 300 to 400 hours. As we go on and push this forward all the way through May 15th, like I said, going to May 16th, a lot less widespread. And then as we get into around the 18th, still looking kind of isolated. But then the 19th comes through, maybe some widespread rain there. The 20th and the 21st come in, looking pretty dry. Then let's go to around the 22nd, the 23rd, the 24th. as well. And as you go into around like the 26th, still have active activity. So it is definitely not, in terms of are we done with our active period? No, not necessarily. We still do have some more rain, thunderstorm activity as we go into later portions of May. So we still do have some more stuff to talk about there. But we'll talk more about that on Thursday. And Thursday is going to be a huge day for the channel, by the way. We're going to be talking about the updated drought monitor with all of this rain that's passing by. We're going to be talking about the halfway month, or the halfway part of the month. And we're going to be talking about the last half of May, from May the 15th all the way towards May the 31st as well. And there's also some extra stuff as well. So make sure that you're there on Thursday night. That's it there. Let's go on now and talk about the crazy score. Crazy score right now is at a 72. It's in the severe category. If you have no idea what the crazy score is, it's pretty much just a score that's automatically made, not by me. And it pretty much just tells us how crazy the weather inside of South Carolina. And being at a 72, that's pretty high. I mean, with a tornado warning today, and then we also have, some severe weather, or maybe some strong weather right now, but potentially severe as we go into tonight as well. This is definitely warranted. And some rotation going on as well, with some of the storms, according to the National Weather Service as well. So, we still have some severe weather we're watching for. Not going live tonight. Still only a marginal risk. Not really much to say there. But that's it for the crazy score. Let's go on now and talk about any sort of fire conditions. We have not talked about fire conditions in a minute, and for good reason, because there's just not much going on, and there has just been no updates or anything like that. As we go on next, let's go on and talk with the audience. If you want to be a part of the audience, you can by joining us at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Let's see what the audience has to say for tonight. Start off with Mr. Anthony, who says, good evening to you. Dad says, good evening, I hope all is well. We had a slight temperature increase today, but nonetheless, it was still beautiful. We'll talk about temperature increases in San Antonio in just a second, because we have a lot going on there. Terrell says, hi, just a rainy day here. It sure is, pretty much for the entire state. And then my cousin Cheryl says, good evening, how are you doing? Well, hope you had a great weekend sharing Mother's Day with you. Wonderful mother, be blessed on purpose. Keep up the good work. I love you, Cheryl. Thank you so much for that comment as well. And that's it. I don't see anything else that's inside the chat. So let's go on and talk about our 3 locations outside of South Carolina, which is San Antonio, Raleigh, and Philadelphia. So you were talking about temperature increases going on inside of San Antonio. Low temperatures tonight, 65. High temperatures tomorrow, 105. Yes, you are reading that correctly. 105 degrees inside of San Antonio tomorrow. And low temperatures tomorrow night at 73. There will be a couple of nights to where you might have some low temperatures in the high 70s, maybe trying to get into the 80s for low temperatures. And you do have a heat advisory as well as air quality, but we talked about that last night. Heat advisory, dangerously hot temperatures with all the way up to around 110 degrees are expected for some regions as well. And if you go on and look at just the heat index as well, heat index could probably get up to around, around 107. Not really too much higher than that, but it's something that you still need to watch for. No precipitation though, and this is not good, especially since you are under an exceptional drought. That's the highest of all highs in terms of droughts. You definitely need the rainfall, and these high temperatures with no rainfall as well for possibly the next 7 days. Possibly the next 7 days, and high temperatures 100 degrees over the next week or so. That's not good. Not good at all. Here's Raleigh right here. Low temperatures tonight, 65. High temperatures tomorrow, 77. Low temperatures tomorrow night, 64. Showers are expected tonight as well as tomorrow, but there is a chance of thunderstorms tomorrow night. Philadelphia, low temperatures tonight, 62. High temperatures tomorrow, 69. Low temperatures tomorrow night, 62. Chance of showers tonight. Showers are likely tomorrow during the day, and then showers tomorrow night as well. So what's going on severe weather-wise for all of those locations? Not really much in terms of severe weather, actually. It's really just excessive rainfall. Like, for example, tonight, Raleigh does have a does have a slight risk of excessive rainfall for tonight. Same thing with South Carolina, and then a marginal risk of excessive rainfall for tomorrow as well, and same thing for Wednesday as well. Philadelphia has a marginal risk of excessive rainfall for Wednesday as well, so make sure that you're watching out for some minor flooding as well as you go into Tuesday and Wednesday. But that's it in terms of those locations. So now the final thing that we talk about before we head out for the night is what's going on throughout the entire United States, but just news-wise and what's going on weather news-wise. A slow-moving storm system will continue to produce widespread heavy showers and thunderstorms, which may bring excessive rainfall and flooding as it tracks across the southeast and the mid-Atlantic regions today into Wednesday. Gusty winds and dry fuels under potential record-setting temperatures will support widespread critical fire weather in the northern plains and the upper Midwest today as well. So a lot going on there. Flooding going on in southern Florida, as well as some wind going on over there in the west. Gusty winds as well. And other than that, that's pretty much all that I can see. The southwest getting in on some fire weather as well. And that's pretty much all that I can see that's really happening as we go into there. So just a little recap on what's going on. Unsettled weather through the midweek for this week inside South Carolina. Isolated severe weather possible tonight and tomorrow. Scattered storms through Wednesday. Drying and warming trend on Thursday. Very hot Friday and Saturday with temperatures up in the 90s. And maybe some heat index values up into the high 90s. And then scattered storms expected late Friday with a weak front this weekend. And so that's pretty much all that's happening there. So hopefully everyone enjoyed the forecast tonight. If you did, make sure you go and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the share button as well. We're trying to get to 500 subscribers. We're at 460. We are 10 away from 470. We are 15 away from 475. And we are 40 away from 500. Let's go on and get to 500. That's our main goal. Short-term goal of 475. We're 15 away from that. So let's go on and get there. I will be back tomorrow morning with your Tuesday morning forecast update. Everyone have a fantastic rest of your Monday evening.